Morgan is ready to lead you out of Malcolm, leaving Malcolm. Well, I expect you're eager to be on your way. Did I mention your friend was looking for you, Kupo? If not, Alphino is looking for you. I'll be waiting just outside, stretching my wings. Let me know when you're ready to depart. Okay, that's super close. Oh. Okay. To the best of my knowledge, we have all that we need for our trip to Zenith, and I believe the Elder Seatsir and her Retune, I think it's Retune, will soon be making the journey back to Gridania. It would be remiss of us, I think, not to convey our gratitude to them prior to going our separate ways, shall we? You guys say Izali. Izali. It will not be long now, Hraesvelgr. The Elder, okay, literally what he just said. You know, I never talked to you guys. What do you got to say? I never imagined my duties would include tidying up fallen leaves in a Moogle village beyond the clouds. They had the Elder Seatsir scrubbing and sweeping. The Elder Seatsir! Alphino, Firemac, I do humbly thank you for what has been a most enlightening experience. Were it not for your pioneering spirit, the existence of these Moogles might never have been revealed to us. 'Tis we who should be thankful, Elder Seatsir. Were it not for your timely diplomacy, they would never have chosen to reveal themselves at all. And 'twas your presence, Kuplo Kop, that ultimately won us their trust. It must have taken great courage to leave the sanctuary of the Twellswood, and we are exceedingly glad that you did. It was my pleasure, Kupo. I've made so many new friends and have so many fantastic tales to tell my Kingsmoogle back home. My Kinsmoogle, not Kings. And it is our home that we must now return. May you ever walk in the light of the crystal, my friends. Safe journey, Elder Seatsir. We too must be on our way. Hraesvelgr awaits. Hraesvelgr. Warrior of Light, pray attend closely to your companion, Sir Estinian. Beneath that stoical facade, a storm of anguish sees unseen. I'll use this opportunity to do this, because I don't feel like flying. We have tarried over long. Let us forge ahead as swiftly as we may, lest Ishgard bear the brunt of the Horde's fury. Enough talk. Let us leave this resistible place behind us. Resistible? That's another word I've never heard of. The closer we come to Hraesvelgr, the higher my spirits rise. But it is I who am elated, or Saint Shiva. Have you said your goodbyes and dapped away your tears, Kupo? Then we are indeed ready to go. Wait, he's gonna be coming with us? Moghan has volunteered to lead you to Zenith. As Chieftain Moglin has already explained, the shiny instrument we gave you is the best means of grabbing Hraesvelgr's attention. I'll come along and show you the way to Zenith. That's the biggest palace where you... That's the big palace where you need to blow the horn. First things first, though, we need to make for Asa. Oh, and watch out for rampaging dragons. Maybe that should have been the first thing, Kupo. Awesome. So we gained a Moogle friend. Bum 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 bum. Rum-ba-dee-ba-do. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And we can just cut over here. Oh, so good. I love being able to just cut through everything. And then we can just cut through here. Badum 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 dum badum da badum badum. What you gotta say, Stinian? Never would I have believed that so much land lay hid above the clouds. Dravania is not as I imagined it. The histories make no reference to the existence of these ruins. Curious, most curious. Do you see that sculpture to the south and west of here? I am all but certain it was carved in the likeness of Saint Shiva. Things were a bit bitey for a while there, but I think we've arrived in one piece, Kupo. I wonder what has the dragon so awfully snappy. I mean, the bad ones are always bad, but they seem worse than usual. Waiting for the wind to change, Moghand seems fretful about the weather. We have a small problem, Kupo. When the winds are high like this, Hraesvelgr invariably abandons his lofty perch and heads to the lands below to hunt. If you try blowing the horn now, I doubt he'd hear it. I suggest we stop at the clearing up ahead and rest until the wind dies down. Ooh. Oh man. I think this is just one nice scene coming up. Who can say when the weather will turn? I have a mind to make camp. And now the very elements conspire to delay our meeting with Hraesvelgr. I must be patient. The fates make mock of us, to be so close. This should do nicely, Kupo. Then winds will likely have died down by tomorrow, but until then we might as well make ourselves comfortable. If we must interrupt our journey so close to its end, I suppose this place is as good as any. Mayhap a brief respite from the hardships of the road will help to clear our minds in readiness for the coming parley. Very well then, I believe a campfire is in order. Leave the gathering of fuel to me. I acquired a keen nose for firewood during my time in the frozen waste of Kirstus. Clear our minds? 'Tis Master Alphino whose mind needs clearing. The thought of meeting the great worm in the flesh has befuddled the boy. Did you see him stroll away as if these ruins were not crawling with deadly beasts? Follow him, Firemac, and see that the wildfire does not make a meal of your young friend. The wildlife, not wildfire. Wildlife does not make a meal of our young friend. We will have the camp ready by the time you return. Now you two don't fight now. See, I got some wind crystals. That's what I get for using an attack out of rotation. I prepared some things for a meal. It will be plain fare, but better than empty bellies. I see I was right to worry about the boy's safety. Once Alphinaud returns with the wood, we can see about supper. The Ice Queen has filled a pot with what look like stew ingredients, ready for the fire. Now look at that, we got ourselves a nice little camp. A little picnic. And this convenient stone to use as a freaking table. Few things compare to the simple pleasure of sitting beside a crackling campfire of one's own making. Ha! So speaks the great explorer. Until recently, you wouldn't have recognized firewood if it came with kindling and a flint. 'Tis well you instructed me so patiently, then. But yes, left to my own devices, I would have been compelled to signal easily with a pile of damp leaves. I was born the pampered son of a Charlean dignitary, and alongside my twin became the youngest student ever to be accepted into the studium. How proud I was to match wits with scholars and philosophers, how ignorant of my own shortcomings. That hubris invited manipulation and betrayal, and led to the downfall of the Scions. We all of us are guilty of similar ignorance. How many men lay down their lives never knowing what it is that they fight for, never questioning that which they have been taught to believe. 'Twas only upon meeting Hraesvelgr that I learned the truth hidden within our history. Were it not for that chance encounter, I would have vowed to tear down the Holy See and expunge the falsehoods with which it fans the flames of conflict. I would have lived and died in ignorance. The truth has driven me to do terrible things I cannot deny, but I would rather sin in the pursuit of peace than imagine myself virtuous for perpetuating a needless war. If this journey has taught me anything, it is the importance and difficulty of holding to one's convictions in the face of failure, of striving always to replace one's ignorance with knowledge. You are well on your way, Master Alphinaud. At your age, I was but a fool swinging a spear, with scarcely a thought in my head. Even now, I struggle to acknowledge the misconceptions under which I have labored. Sitting here amongst these grand ruins, how can I deny that man and dragon once lived in peace? But for all that such an age existed, we are now in a time of war. Nidhogg killed my family, and no quirk of history will exonerate him. I may be ignorant of how the Dragon Song War began, but if we do not put an end to this conflict now, I can say for certainty that it will only breed more vengeful souls such as mine. In my hands resides the power to vanquish a great worm. If Ishgard's survival rests on me wielding that power, I will slay Nidhogg myself, orders or no. Estinian, you gave your word. No, I did not give her the proper voice. My word is contingent upon the success of our parlay. Show me the strength of your convictions, Lady Iceheart. Convince Hraesvelgr of the righteousness of your cause. Doubt not, but I shall. But that I shall. Doubt not, but that I shall, Dragoon. Well, winds willing, we shall have our answers on the morrow. Let us sleep now and face our fate with the rising of the sun. This was the scene I was talking about, by the way. It's a nice little campfire scene. Where all of them just get to chat. Waiting for the wind to change. Whenever you are ready, Warrior of Light, full eager am I to gaze upon this great worm. We must succeed in winning Hraesvelgr to our cause. Lend me your resolve, Saint Shiva. I trust you are well rested, Firemac. Good. If we are to parley with Hraesvelgr, we shall each have need of full complement. Need of that to we each need of the full complement of our wits. Hearts of Ice. Moghand is gazing meaningfully at the path to Zenith. The campfire was so cozy. I must have fallen asleep, Kupo. But do you feel how the winds have shifted? They will have borne Hraesvelgr back to the skies above Zenith. I'm sure of it. This is your chance to climb to the highest floor of the palace and summon him with the toot of that shiny horn. Toot toot. So, I'll be heading back now. If it's all the same to you. Good luck, Kupo. It was nice knowing you. Alright, cool. So, Kupo... Mr. Moghand is gone. Kuplo, Koop, Koop, Koop. So where are we going? You know what? Whatever. We're close enough. I'm not gonna bother. Just teleporting. We gotta go down. Yeah, no, it's right here. I know where we're going. We're going up here. Oh yeah, let's speak with the crew one more time. It is time, Warrior of Light. So this is the place. Lend me your resolve, Saint Shiva. Doot doot. Oh, here comes the horn. We're gonna toot the horn. Toot toot. That is no freaking toot, man. Toot 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 toot. That's hell of a toot, man. Mortals, why do you disturb my solitude? This man's got 4 wings.
Hraesvelgr.
Thou speakest the name of a creature, but awaiteth the release of oblivion. Leave me.
By the 12. Mine ears hear the tongue of dragons, yet the meaning rings clear within my mind. How can that be?
Hraesvelgr, do you not remember me? 'Twas I whom you found in Dravania. I who glimpsed the truth. The truth about your past. About Shiva.
Do not speak our name, mortal!
But speak it I must. I have summoned Shiva's soul from the beyond and offered myself as her vessel. She has made her heart known to me.
Foolish girl. Because thou, my beloved spirit, have descended from the heavens. That the secrets of her heart are thine to know? I don't know if I should be speaking over the sounds of the dragon. Yeah, it probably doesn't sound good to you guys, so you know what? I'll let the sounds happen first and then I'll say it.
I have surrendered mine to her. Do you not see, my love? I am Shiva reborn.
Like, whoa, slow down there. Love? Gullible fool, the light but illuminated the past for thee. It did not grant thee omniscience. The spirit thou hast summoned belongeth not to Shiva. 'Tis but a shade conjured by thine own fancy. In an age long past, my own kin were guilty of like folly. Beguiled by the Dark One's lies, they attempted to resurrect a king among worms. Yet the divinity they called forth merely borrowed the semblance of my fallen brute brother. Such gods are not summoned, but created. Phantoms spun from the threads of misplaced faith.
Then the spirit that answered me.
Was but thy dream of Shiva, thy soul hath been corrupted by a deity of thine own making, child.
Be that as it may, Lord Hraesvelgr, Izel's desire to heal the rift between man and dragon is real, and it has borne us this far. We would spare both our kind and yours the ravages of this senseless war. Pray join your voice to ours in a call for peace and forgiveness.
I almost skipped that, but I have to say it. The tale of thy is kind. The tale of thy kind is one of avarice, treachery, and death. Thou wouldst speak to me of peace. Hark thee, mortal, to the naked truth. Then tell me thou deservest forgiveness.
Es ein so
1200 years ago, my beloved Shiva's sacrifice served to bring an end to the war twixt man and dragon, paving the way for an age of peace and cooperation. Two centuries of harmony were to follow, during which time the Elysian learned much about us. Not least the eyes of a great worm are the wellspring of his strength. Twas out of the selfish desire to possess this strength that King Thornton then conspired to undo all that our peoples had achieved together. Oh gosh. With aid of his leal knights, the most notable of Elysian lured my brood sister Hraesvelgr into an ambush and took from her that which he craved. Fain would I strike the image from my mind, yet still the scene doth linger of my brood sister's tattered corpse, defiled by her Elysian allies. They had torn out her eyes and feasted upon them in the manner of wild beasts. Yet that was not all, for from their bloody banquet the fiends had gained a strength beyond that of mortal men. Even now I labor to comprehend the enormity of their betrayal. Nidhogg was the first to learn of the atrocity, and he took to the skies hungry for vengeance. But though he slew Thornton and some few of his knights, their fellow butchers knew only too well where to aim their spears, and with now practiced savagery, they set about my brood brother, sending him flailing from the field. Such is the truth the Holy See would keep hidden. Such was the beginning of the Dragon Song War. 'Tis a song my kind shall never forget. E'en should 10,000 years pass and Ishgard crumble into dust. Ishnan. Oh, he's missing an eye. Did they explain that?
Your tale bears scant resemblance to the one I was taught. How convenient that it should absolve your kind of all responsibility. But tell me, Dragon, why should I believe your version of events?
What thou choosest to believe is immaterial. The betrayal that yet haunts mine every waking moment is no less than the truth to my kind. And Nidhogg meaneth for Thornton's people to suffer for this sin till the end of days. That which thou imaginest a war of extinction is but a punishment, a siege of the spirit. Hast thou not seen those who tire of the torment, those who abandon their hope and side with dragonkind?
Ishgard's so-called heretics.
Know that all traitors' progeny bear a trace of Radatoskr's essence, but a single sip of our blood is enough to awaken it.
Then, the seed lies within us.
Tis for this reason that those who abandon their loyalties are rewarded with a drink, and thus are they transformed to join the ranks of Nidhogg's ever-growing army as newborn dragons. One by one, through death or defection, my brood brother shall account for all of the betrayer's children.
Ye gods, I have borne witness to such a transformation. Looked on as a heretic assumed the shape of a dragon. I imagined it some manner of Dravanian enchantment. But if any Ishgardian, regardless of allegiance, has such potential within them, 12 forgive us. To think of all the dragons we've slain!
There will always be some, of course, who choose to fight until the bitter end, like thee, Dragoon. But struggle as thou might, thy youthful vigor will be spent ere thou reachest 20 and Nidhogg shall remain to torment thy offspring.
Oft have I wondered why Nidhogg did not simply raze Ishgard to the ground. Now I have my answer. He has no intention of winning the Dragonsong War, for it is no war at all, but vengeance. An eternal requiem sung for his murdered sister.
Thou hast the right of it, Dragon Slayer. Comprehendest it thou now the futility of thy quest? Futility.
I have not come this far only to admit defeat. We can still return the eye to Nidhogg and beg forgiveness for our ancestors' crimes. Mayhap our words will sway him.
Stubborn child, thou thinkest in mortal terms. Our perception of time is too broad for thee to grasp. Tis a simple matter for thee to offer thine apologies. Thou didst not perpetrate the crime. Despite thy visions, the deeds of history seem distant to thee. For a worm such as Nidhogg, however, that history is yet part of his present, as fresh as the blood that did gush from Radatosker's wounds. How could he not but be driven mad? How could he not be not? How could he not be driven mad? Tis only by the calming embrace of Shiva's soul that my own fury hath not consumed me. But let us speak no more of what is done. My faith in your kind is spent, and I would be alone. What false god is this Shiva? What manner of phantom have I welcomed into my heart? As predicted, Iceheart's faith in the worm was misplaced, which leaves us with but one recourse. You know I have the right of it, Warrior of Light. Hraesvelgr was every bit as awe-inspiring as I imagined, his voice fairly dripped with power, the will behind his words so undeniable that it transcended my ignorance of the dragon's tongue. 'Tis but a pity that I misliked what he said. So far did we travel, even onto the very heavens themselves, only to be dismissed like unruly children. Far from mitigating this humiliation, the hidden truths we have learned serve only to prove that our grand mission of peace was destined to fail from the first. Nothing will deter Nidhogg from his course. Hey, that was the end of part 1. What an odd place to end part 1. I thought they would end part 1 after a certain dungeon. Look, part 1 is done. And we shall immediately go into part 2. Venturing deep into the domain of the dragons, the hero come face to face with the great worm Hraesvelgr, from whom they learned the sordid truth of the Dragon Song War. Born of man's treachery was this bloody conflict, and by man's hand it must be ended. Thus does the Warrior of Light sally forth with Ishgard's greatest champion, the Azure Dragoon, on a mission to crush the serpent's head. I closed it. I seem to do that a lot. Iceheart's faith in the worm was misplaced, which leaves us with but one road to follow. Wait, I've already... well, that one was repeated. Okay, the worm's lair. Alphino is considering your party's next course of action.
Well, what do you propose we do now? I, for one, am intent on continuing to the east.
What is there to be found in the east?
Nidhogg's lair, the Eyrie, is said to lie in that direction. And the eye tells me he is near.
You cannot still mean to slay him.
You cannot still mean to stop me. I have been true to my word, and aided you in this fool's errand with Hraesvelgr. But your efforts at parley have come to naught, Lady Iceheart. I would see Ishgard saved, and for that, Nidhogg must die.
With the tale of our ancestors' vile betrayal yet ringing in your ears, you speak of continuing this war?
Nay, lady. I would but pierce its vengeful heart. When Nidhogg dies, this war shall die with him.
A moment, Estinian. You yourself spoke of the Great Worm's strength, that you believed him powerful enough to raise your city to the ground. How then are we few to challenge him? Even behind the stout walls of Ishgard, with an army of knights manning the defenses, our victory would be hard won. Yet you propose to contend with the beast in his own lair.
In close combat, this will afford us an advantage. And with two Azure Dragoons working in unison, who can say what might be possible?
2 Azure Dragoons. I'm glad he makes it. I'm glad he makes the connection. Sorry. Oh, sorry. Sorry. had to get a stretch in there. I believe he would have said 1 if I was not a Dragoon at the time.
But such speculation is meaningless if we cannot even find the worm. Our first task must be to seek out Nidhogg's lair.
The story of this nation grows bloodier by the moment. Must death always be answered with more of the same?
Such is the way of things, I fear. I shall consider it a miracle if mine armor is not stained crimson ere this conflict is ended.
That I should be blinded by my own lies. Everything I believed, everything I thought I was, gone. All gone.
Leave her. Your words will not reach her now. And we have not the time to wait for her to gather up the pieces of her shattered faith.
Woof. Wow, she's still saying the same thing. Yeah, let's actually teleport there. Make the journey a little less long. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. So we're just searching for the area at this point, huh? I mean, I already know where it is. I mean, I'm not gonna spoil it for you, but it's literally right in front of us. You can literally just see it. Alright, we're now up there. Okay. Deep dop dope deep a dope. Dope a deep a dop a dope a deep a dope. Dope a deep a deep a dope a dop a deep. Yeah. 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 You made it? Question mark? Estinian, pray tell me I am wrong.
Is that it?
Told you. It's right there.
Aye, that would be the Eyrie. I feel Nidhogg's presence through the eye. his caustic hatred gnawing at my soul. 'Twould seem the death of his consort has put him on guard. Mark how he wards his lair with tempestuous winds.
A similar barrier once barred our entrance to the Primal Garuda's domain, until we discovered the means by which it could be penetrated.
That's sparkly. Yeah.
Mayhap it is time we called upon Master Garland. It will be just like the good old days, no?
It's time to shine. If our only remaining recourse is to violence, then we should seek out the swiftest path to victory. With every moment we hesitate, Ishgar's prospects grow bleaker. Estini would have you enlist the aid of Sid Garland. A force of sufficient power to break through the Primal's defenses might conceivably grant us access to the area. And I can offer no better solution. Pray consult this engineer friend of yours. Very well, on the condition that you swear not to lure Nidhogg from his lair in our absence. And steal all the glory for myself, you mean? Nay, I am not so selfish as that. Contact me by Link Pearl when your preparations are complete, and we shall set forward from Ishgard together. I suggest we want to be back at St. Renet's Forum, Firemac. From what I gleaned of the Holy Sea's decidedly ambitious airship project, Sid will still be in Ishgard. Awesome. We're going back to Ishgard. Bye, Estinian. Be on your best behavior. Alright, Sky still manufacturing. When you last saw Master Garland, he was advising the Ishgardens on their alien airship, correct? In that case, he might still be at Camp Cloudtop. Failing that, we could try the airship landing, or mayhap even the Skystoll Manufactory. But let us not waste time searching aimlessly. Someone in the city is sure to know where to find him. The question is who. Sir Aymeric would seem the obvious choice, but there is no guaranteeing he will be able to grant us an audience at short notice. Oh, I have it! Count Edmund's youngest son prides himself on knowing all of the Holy Sea's juiciest rumors. Let us return to the manor and see if Lord Emelin is about. I don't think they've bothered saying his name in the voice cutscene yet, so I still don't know how to say his name. So they managed to whisk us away to here after all that time. Emanille, what you got to say, Alpha? Now? We were fortunate to find and learn him in the home. That tavern keeps our lost arcade. No, damn it! On the right, shut up. Nope. There. Ah, the hero returns. How goes the fight, old boy? Well, I trust. I in search of a Sid Garland, you say? Then say no more. The taverns are full of talk, and the name of a said silver-haired genius has cropped up more than most. I hear he has been tasked with getting that monstrous airship the Holy See commissioned to actually fly. It would seem the project has been plagued with mishaps from the first. In any case, Garland Artworks employees are known to frequent the airship landing. I'll wager their master does too. The airship landing. Yes, I thought as much. Come, Firemac, we must find Sid and trouble him for his expert opinion. Emanilin. Oh, it's Witch. What's this? There are dragoons coming. So sorry, I can't talk now. I have to finish this job and get out of here. If Ishgard comes under attack, we'll have to get out of the city pretty sharpish. Don't much like the idea of leaving a job half finished, though. Firemac, Alphino! How fare you both? Oh, not terribly well, judging by your faces. Greetings, Master Garland. I am sure it will come as little surprise when I tell you we have need of a favor. Another wind barrier, and you say it was conjured by Nidhogg? The Enterprise could certainly take you where you need to go, but she would not fare well against dragons. She's agile for a ship her size, but not that agile. The Dravanians would fly rings around her. And if they took it in their heads to incinerate the rigging, there would be precious little we could do to avoid them. But there must be something we can do! Some manner of weapon we could employ? Estinian stands a vigil at the edge of the churning mists, but we do not know how much longer. Alright, I didn't say it was impossible, I said it was impossible for the Enterprise. We need a smaller boat. Big Switch, it's time that we gave that new toy of yours a proper field test. It's probably best if I let the lad show you. Come on, the manufactory's not far. We gotta go back there after all of that. Just go back and forth, back and forth. Alphino? Ah yes, the Sky's still a manufacturer. As I recall, this workshop is primarily devoted to the construction of dragon-slaying weapons. They all want to build bigger, but we know where the future's headed. The Ishgardians have granted us the use of a small corner of their workshop. All part of the agreement, I think. You'll see we've made the most of the space. Our little project's just inside. Oh, you're going to like this one. Oh, you're going to like this one. There we go, that's how that's supposed to be said.
Feast your eyes upon our latest and greatest feat of engineering. We call it a mana cutter.
After you put down Gaius, Wedge and me struck out on our own for a bit, and started work on the successor to the tiny Bronco.
Impressive little thing, isn't she? My talent for ship design has plainly rubbed off on them.
That's Sid's new voice.
They've adapted the principles of corrupted crystal technology and constructed a mechanism which converts ether from its surroundings into elemental wind. Said wind is then harnessed by the specially engineered sails, providing the craft with propulsion and lift. All in all, a most elegant solution. I'm actually a little upset that I didn't think of it myself.
The design does, however, come with one small flaw.
The energy conversion ratio's bloody awful. To generate enough power to get you off the ground, you need to be in an area awash with predominantly wind-aspected ether.
In other words, there are a few places you can fly, lots of places you can't.
The new Ishgardian airship hasn't left the boys much time for tinkering, meaning it may be a while before this particular project takes off. If you'll forgive the pun.
No, I don't think we will forget the pun. What now? What's up, Tataru? What you doing here?
Tataru, what's happened?
I've been looking all over for you. There's been word from Aldar. It's about Her Grace, the Sultana.
It seems you're required elsewhere. Leave the Mana Cutter with us. We'll see that she's airworthy and suitably equipped to slice through those winds. You, meanwhile, should concentrate on providing Raoban and the Sultana whatever help they need.
Hooray, another diversion. Nidhogg can wait. Stinian's gonna have so much fun just hanging out by himself.